right. We're certainly disappointed with the outcome Saturday. And I'll take 100% ownership and accountability in terms of that outcome. It's my job to get the team ready to play, and certainly we didn't perform like we wanted to relative to the outcome. I do think that a lot of the credit goes to Mississippi State and Coach Moorhead and his staff and the job that they've done with a veteran football team that's got lots of experience, a big, fast, physical team that plays in a good league, and they've got a veteran quarterback who played at a high level Saturday. So, I think this is an opportunity for us to really look in the mirror. I think adversity sometimes can reveal character. We've got an opportunity to respond, and I think it's critical that our leadership be at their best, whether that's players, coaches, support staff, or myself. We need to be thinking in terms of solutions and not problems. And I think it's critical that we're positive, enthusiastic about the opportunity that's in front of us. I've got a chance to open conference play this week and really get that bad taste out of our mouth. We're going to put the ball down and play on Saturday. So Coastal Carolina is playing at a high level, certainly got lots of momentum, not only with the most recent victories that they had, but they did finish the year with 2 wins last year as well. So obviously, they're in our thoughts and prayers relative to what they're going through with the relocation and evacuation over in the Carolinas, and a little bit of a difficult situation for them relative to being in Jacksonville this week. They will travel up and play here on Saturday. So big opportunity for us to really start fast here. And certainly we're excited about being back home in front of our fans at Cajun Field, and big prep challenge for our team. They're very unique in what they do on offense, present several option concepts, and defensively they're playing better and better. They've shut out the last 2 opponents in the second half, and certainly are making improvement and playing better football. So with that, we'll take a few questions.
You sounded more upbeat, frankly, on Saturday than maybe today. Did you see stuff on film that you didn't like? So what?
Well, I think I see opportunities to make plays. It is kind of what I thought it was coming off the field. We were aggressive on how we called it, in particular on offense on 4th down. We went for it 3 times. In my opinion, we put the players in position to make the plays. We had a few guys open. Outside of a handful of plays, the quarterback played pretty good. I think he'd like to have 6 or 8 plays back. I think we've got to come to grips with the fact in the quarterback room, myself included, in terms of how I coach those guys and prepare those guys. But we give those guys the keys to the car on game day, and they make tons of decisions. So it's critical that guy prepares like no other, and that we coach him with that level of attention to detail and urgency. So I can do my job better, and I think Andre feels like he could have played better as well. But, defensively, we're a work in progress, lots of young players. I do think some of the young players that we signed are making progress and impacting the game, whether that's Chauncey Manac, Eric Garor. You're starting to see some of those guys surface. But we can play better. We can eliminate mental errors. We can play with better technique, better alignment, better gap control. We need better communication. But, if you look at our defense in the first half on 1st and 2nd down, we played pretty good football. Our issues were about getting off the field on 3rd down, in particular 3rd and 11, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 21. Those are the, if you're a betting man in Vegas, those numbers are against you. I know that as a play caller on offense. So we've got to do a better job on 3rd down, and we've got to be, try to help our players as much as we can in that regard.
Is the good news after a game like that you may have the players hear more about what they can do better?
Yeah, it's human nature. Sometimes it takes a crisis to really get your attention. No matter if you're a college football player or you're a local businessman, sometimes it takes a little bit of a crisis to really get your business in order and make sure that you're evaluating yourself and thinking about solutions and not problems. I think that's the most critical thing here, is that we don't just sweep those things under the rug. We actually take action and develop a plan to fix and correct some of the issues and clean up some of mistakes that we made. We talked about these same things after we had a pretty convincing victory against Grambling. We got to address the issues that we have. We got to continue to work to improve. Championship level football teams get better weekly, and it'll be critical that we prepare that way, coach that way, and try to make improvement as we go.
You started Garrar, if I'm not mistaken, and played Jacquette more in the second half. Is corner one of those spots where you're still kind of searching for answers?
Yeah, I think we got tons of competition. We've got several positions on our football team where a different guy could start based off that week's performance in practice. And I think not only corner, left tackle, center, running back, receiver, inside linebacker. I mean, there's several positions on our team where maybe there's not a significant difference in the one and the two, and it's about who prepares well, who practices at a high level, who shows that they're going to earn it. They're going to run out there first and represent the team.
From what you've seen from Coastal Carolina in their first week games, what has made them improve this year?
Well, I think they're getting pretty good quarterback play. I think they've got a pretty good little group of skilled players. A couple good running backs, a couple good receivers that present some challenges to you. They're unique in what they do. Very difficult 3-day prep, a lot of option concepts. Certainly, I'm very familiar with their coordinator on offense. Their offensive line coach is a college teammate of mine. He's got some experience at Air Force. Certainly, the coordinator's background going back to his playing days at East Carolina, being in some of that wing tee, wishbone, background that they have. So they present challenges because they're going to make you play with discipline, gap integrity, and you've got to understand not only your plan but how to fix and adjust throughout the game. So I think that's probably one of the reasons they've had so much success. They're scoring a lot of points and producing lots of yards.
You mentioned the inside linebackers earlier. What do you think maybe those guys can do better? And also, it seemed like, it could be wrong, but it seemed like calls from the sideline come in a little bit late, and then they were having to adjust quickly. Did that play any part at all?
I don't know that was a factor in the game. I think that Mississippi State does a good job playing with tempo, varying their tempo to some degree. And certainly they did go quick on us a few times. But for the most part, we got the call in. Our players had an opportunity to execute.
You mentioned the third and longs. Or anything else you feel like you guys need to do better to be ready for Sun Belt Conference play starting this week?
I think we need to win more one-on-one matchups on special teams. I think we got to challenge our players to play with the correct fundamentals and techniques. And a lot of times what we call game changers comes down to matchups, and we got to win some more matchups. I thought in this game in particular, we weren't very good in terms of the one-on-one battles that take place on special teams plays, whether that's frontline kickoff return block or punt hold up. So we can make improvement. Kick placement was an issue in the game. I think that our place kicker, did a really good job throughout the game, not only with the place kicks, but kicked off for us as well. And the rookie punter has proved that he's got some poise and he can execute on the big stage. So pleased with him. But in general, I think across the board, the one-on-one matchups and special teams is another area where we can make improvement.
Do you expect to use foul more on kickoffs?
I think it'll be competitive, based off how they perform this week.
Devontae's got the keys to the Cards, and he was 27 of 28 over 2 games at the beginning of the game. Is he not taking the right turns? Is he taking the easy turn, not the more difficult turn?
No, I think we just have very high expectations for the quarterback position, and I think we're a very quarterback-driven system. We give that guy lots of decisions to make. And I'm not talking about 75% of the game. I'm talking about, the ones that maybe keep us on the field, or maybe cause us to stall out in the fringe or the red area. And I'm not being critical of the guy. I'm more looking in the mirror. In my opinion, when the quarterback doesn't play well, I got to look myself in the mirror because I coach the guy every day. So we want to be a championship level football team around here, and to do that, you got to get exceptional quarterback play, and that's the expectation.
Did, thoughts in practice last night, what's the update there? Did anybody else come out of that one dinged?
Yeah, we didn't have anybody that missed practice last night. We had some guys that were modified just a little bit, but nothing significant, you know, just the typical bangs and bruises from playing a game. But we did come out healthy, you know, and hopefully as we go forward here, McCaskill will make progress, Ochoa will make progress, but right now both those guys are questionable.
Who are some individuals that kind of stood out Saturday night that you maybe didn't expect to step up?
I think the left tackle, the freshman Max Mitchell, has proven that he can hold his own and that he can play good football for us and has a bright future here. Young player, but has size and length. He's 6'5.5", you know, 292 pounds. Comes from a really good high school football program at Neville. Played in the big game. He's got really puts demand on himself. He cares. You know, it's important to him to play well and practice well. He's a little further along as a competitor, a little more mature because of the high school program. Mickey McCarty is one of the more exceptional coaches in this state, and he's benefited from playing for Mickey.
You mentioned Coastal Carolina's wing T triple option offense. Is it a little bit different or harder to prepare for a team like that when so many teams run spreads nowadays?
Yeah, these guys are spread. They're just a little bit different in terms of the concepts, the running concepts that they have. You know, anytime you're unique on one side of the ball, it makes it a difficult 3-day prep. Now, if you've got a good year-round plan and you've made the most of your time, hopefully this isn't the first time our players have seen these concepts. But that being said, probably the most difficult thing is to simulate these things in practice. You know, so our look team on the scout offense this week has a big challenge ahead of them. You know, and they're going to have to do a great job this week.
Will you use DeAndre on that?
No, we'll use the scout quarterbacks that we have. Yeah, Wesley's done a great job. Wesley Blazik actually did an outstanding job last week, so he'll continue to do that for us.
Couple more questions, please.
Any thoughts defensively on maybe something you guys need to change a little bit in terms of containing like a quarterback that can move around and run a little bit?
Yeah, it's one of the things that we're trying to address, you know, in terms of we got to generate a pass rush. There's lots of ways to do that. For me to talk about those things probably wouldn't be smart, but you know, we've got to address those issues. We've got to keep the quarterback in the pocket. We've got to affect the quarterback. You know, we are matching them up. I think we're just allowing the guy to hold the ball a little bit too long, and then when he escapes and extends the play, we've given up some scrambles on 3rd and longs that have cost us. So I definitely think that that's an area where we can make improvement.